Starting to think that Mike McDaniel might be the best play caller in the NFL. Like, listen, Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, Kyle Shanahan, those guys are fantastic coaches. Two of those guys call their plays on offense. And Mike McDaniel is a disciple of Kyle Shanahan, as we all know, has been well publicized at this point. But what he's able to do, he is insanely creative with this offense. I mean, they got in a 14-0 hole against the Panthers, and we were all like, what's going on down in Miami? They score 35 unanswered. Mike White's in by like midway through the fourth quarter, just ho-hum, whatever. I think Tua's only finished 3 games so far this season because they can just take him out and put Mike White. Like, it's insane what they're able to do with motion, how they're able to not only just be like, okay, well, we have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They're really fast. We're going to get them on the move and make them really, really fast. Jalen Waddle finally got involved this week. That was nice to see. Tyreek Hill had a, ho-hum 164 yards. Tyreek Hill is, I believe, 180 yards-ish away from 1,000 yards.
And I'm sure you caught the backflip with the phone, so yeah. Not a lot of humans could do that. Very impressive.
I did think it was funny. The UK NFL Twitter page tweeted that video, but then realized we're going to fine him for this, so it's probably not a good idea to be promoting this, so they deleted it. But they're, 164 yards, just whatever. It's Tyreek Hill. He's got 800 yards through 6 weeks. I think he's easily on pace for 2,000 at this moment. Maybe not like super easily, but I think he is on pace, that was his goal coming into the season. He said, I want to be the first 2,000 yard receiver. He's doing his damnedest to get there, and Mike McDaniel is doing his damnedest to get him there. We also, I don't know if he played. Chase Claypool might be introduced to this offense here soon. A little speed tight end. I'm just saying.
Stop.
Dude, he's been in
impressive.
Matt Canada's offense and Luke Getsy's offense. The reason why it didn't work in Chicago is because of his unwillingness to block. The Dolphins have used Tyreek Hill at tight end at multiple points this year. They don't need him to block. And if they're on a play, we're like, all right, we're going to need you to block, Chase. They won't put him in the game. I don't
know. It feels very Chosen Anderson. It feels like Chosen Anderson 2.0.
Hey, buddy.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I can sit here and read off the stats for you. They're averaging 37 points per game. They're averaging just under 500 yards per game.
Statistically, they are the best offense since the show on turf, which, if you don't know what we're talking about, it's the Rams offense with Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner. We're talking about a very old team here.
Yeah, and especially era adjusted, the best offense that we've seen in the NFL. Now, obviously, yards are picking up a little bit, pace of play and stuff like that, but they are averaging almost 0.6 of a point per play, which means if they get...
Oh my God, dude, what?
Every 5 plays, they get a field goal, pretty much. Every 5 offensive plays, they get 3 points, which is bananas. They're averaging 8 yards per play, which means that they very rarely are going to get to third down. And they're converting 44% of the third downs. That's 7th in the NFL. They're number 1 in red zone scoring. They get a touchdown 80% of the time when they're in the red zone, which is 4 out of 5 times. If they get in the red zone 5 times in the game,
they don't throw the ball. You want to talk about the strength of this team is the passing game, obviously. But every time they get inside the 5, they will not throw the ball. That's not going to happen. That's it. They are going to run it in, and I know this as a frustrated fantasy owner, but they can still cook that way. That they're doing just fine.
And we did have news that Devon Achane is going to miss some time. I believe he got placed on the IR last week.
All respect. Yeah, who cares? All respect to Achane. Who cares, man?
They put Mostert in. He does the same thing. They're getting 6.5 yards per run. They're getting 2.5 rushing touchdowns per game. I can just sit here and do the 181 rushing yards per game for a team that's predicated on. Oh my God, it's insane. I cannot stress enough how crazy this is. And back to the actual point of Mike McDaniel here is the way that he's using motion to make all of this happen, and he's creating these running lanes for these guys that are so fast. Mostert and A-Chain. A-Chain is a, 5 or 6 years younger version of Raheem Mostert, except he's got like really good contact balance too, which like
I think A-Chain is better than a younger version of Raheem Mostert.
Well, like I'm saying, okay, Raheem Mostert, but like the speed element of it, and Mostert,
I get it. Okay,
because there's been hundreds of track stars to come into the NFL, but A-Chain actually able to take hits a little bit and still be one of the fastest players on the planet.
Yeah,
like that's what makes him special, and that's what allows Mike McDaniel. I guess this is saying his job's a little easy, but not everybody can make what's happening here. What's happening here is truly special. Like especially if this holds for the rest of the season, this may not be repeated by a non-Dolphins team.
It won't be.
Yeah, like
because
unless they do it again next year.
Well, teams will adjust next year. I don't know how you adjust.
You can't. That's the problem.
Of an offense.
Like if Tyreek Hill is doing like the arena football, like getting a 10-yard head start where he runs from the left side all the way to the right side and they snap it and he just turns up and goes, there's literally nothing you can do about that. Because especially if he goes from left to right and then when they snap it, he goes back, runs a crosser to the left. There's no corner that can even build up that speed to then cut all the way back that way and stay inside. It's impossible. Because if you
there wasn't anything you could do against Tyreek Hill in the first place,
it's
so
impossible.
Now you just have to make it harder, like impossible, as you put it.
I don't know what to say anymore. Like I love Kyle Shanahan. And
it's almost like we're frustrated at how good Mike McDaniel's offense is.
The more and more I talk about it, the more frustrated I'm getting that like I've got to sit on I've got to watch jet sweeps every 6 plays with Matt Canada every week when we could be doing this. Like every team in the NFL could be doing this. Maybe not with the personnel, but they could be doing it with somebody.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what else to say.
Put a smile on your face. It's fun. It's history. It's offense. It's scoring. It's all the great things that you wanted. And Mike McDaniel, it couldn't happen to a better guy. Not that it's happening to him, but it couldn't be a better guy that's making all this happen because Mike McDaniel is one of the coolest coaches, personality-wise, that we've had in the NFL for a long time.